So you're in the middle of summer. In this case, here at Whirlwind Family Farm, we're in August. It's extremely hot. It's dry. We have a high pressure over us right now where there's not even a chance of rain. So we don't get a break. We have long days with a lot of heat. We're upwards of 100 degrees, sometimes hotter. So you ask, how do we get our vegetables to survive? And there's really three things that you need to look at to make sure your vegetables, your plants get through that brutal season. And the first one is pretty simple, is go in to Google or go to your search engine, go in and look for your zone. In the United States, we go from zone 4 all the way down to the tip of Florida where it's zone 9 or 10. So in those zones, there are specific planting times for specific plants and vegetables. And that's the first key. If you're in zone 8, for example, we are in zone 8, you'll look down at your guide. It shows planting time to harvest time and the window that's best for those plants to survive and to thrive. So that's the first thing. So for example, here in Central Texas, where we may reach a month or two of 100 degree every single day, you need those plants that will do that. And for example, here, okra does really well. That's just one of them, but that's a good example. It thrives in the heat. So that's example one. Find your zone, look at that zone and see exactly which plants do best in that heat or in that time of year. Next, you want to look at the proper level of ground covering or protection to get the most utilization out of your water. We use a drip system out here, and that's where we go in and we use compost on all of our rows. So a good mulched compost is going to have better water retention, and that's going to give you a better shot of those plants surviving just as we have in our rows. And we also use, as you can see, we use a drip system on all of our rows out here so we can get deep water penetration, and then it's sealed in better with good compost. So that's the second thing. We have the right plant, the right water retention. And then the final thing that we look at, and these are called season extenders. You can have some sort of protection in the colder months from frost, but in the summertime, you need something to help you get through that season, and that can be shade cloth. So as we go over to this high tunnel, one of the things that we do is we get to the end of April, sometimes May, is we use a 50 level shade cloth. I believe they have a 30 level. If you get above the 40th parallel, say Kansas, Nebraska, you can go with like a 30. Here in Texas, anything south of that 40th parallel line, we use a 50 shade cloth to get the best covering that we can. And that's really important for things like indeterminate tomatoes. So those are three things that can get you through those difficult months in the summertime. Knowing the right plant for the right season, having the right compost to be able to hold and retain that moisture, that's key. And then third, if there's some sort of season extender that can help you get through those difficult hot months to get you, say, into September, that's something that will help as well. So I hope that helped. That's three things that we look at here at Whirlwind Family Farm. Sometimes the months are just extremely hot, and don't be discouraged if you do lose some of your plants. Sometimes it's a part of what happens in a farming process or a gardening process. So hang in there. We know you're going to do great. Use those tips to your very best, especially with those zones that you live in. Get the right plant planted at the right season. Take care from Whirlwind Family Farm, and also we remind you to please like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. It certainly helps the channel. Talk to you soon. This is Jeff from Whirlwind Family Farm.